In this video, I'm going to explain how to include an image on your web page. I'm in the slides right now on slide 51 if you'd like to check out my notes on this. But I'm going to take you back over to NTRIP's homepage just to give you a sense of what I'm talking about. So right here, you'll notice a simple image has been added to the page. Here as well, another image, etc., right? So you could add an image with a file that has a .jpg extension, a .png extension, and a .gif extension. And each of those are used generally for different purposes. A JPEG is typically a photograph, where the others are drawings or animations that you could include. Okay, the tag itself is IMG, and it does not have a closing tag because there's no text content to display. So what I mean by that is you are going to specify a file name that the browser is then going to find. It'll go out, look for the file, and it'll include it when it displays the page. So there are two attributes available, and if you recall, attributes just provide a little more information for a tag. So the first one is SRC. SRC is for the source file, so you want to provide the image's file name and its path. The next is ALT, and that's for alternate text. So this attribute is used for providing some text if the image is not found or for a screen reader. There are two additional attributes, and those are width and height. So you can change the width and height of an image, or you can use CSS to do that as well. But here's the syntax below, including the four attributes that we just talked about. So it's the IMG tag name followed by SRC attribute. Notice that the source file, the source attribute, is set equal to a value, and that value is in quotation marks. That's pretty much how all your attributes will work. So in this case, you have SRC equal to file name, ALT equal to the alternate text, then a width for pixel size and a height pixel size. So let me take you over and show you how to begin. What I would start with is downloading an image off the internet. And so if I head over to my browser, I've started to do this already. I just chose images of Buffalo, New York. And I clicked on this one in particular. And notice when I click on it, I'm in Google, and it just opened it up here. If I hover my mouse over it, look at the lower left. It gives you a pixel size, 2000. That's my width. By 1,365. That's my height. And it's awful large. But keep in mind your ratio. It's a little... your height is a little more than half of the width. So but keep that in mind when we go reset height and width. All right, so let's go over to Notepad, and I have a very simple file here. Here's my HTML tag. Here's my body tag, and then I included a heading and a paragraph just to be descriptive. So the most important thing for you to remember is to store your image file in the same folder as your HTML. That will make your life much easier. This way, you don't have to specify the entire path. So for purposes of this, I would recommend you do it that way. The second thing you should remember is this must match your file name exactly. All right, so if I take you back over to the image I was just looking at, and I right-click on this image, you can choose Save Image As, navigate to the folder where you have the files, right? Where's your HTML? And I have it in this sample image. Notice the default name. I'm going to change that to something much simpler and easier to remember. Also notice it's going to just automatically add this JPG to the extension because it is an image. But keep in mind, sometimes you'll find JPEG, and that you just need to be careful. Make sure you get it right inside your HTML file. Click Save. And I had already done this, but we'll do it again. And again, go back over to Notepad now. So here is your IMG tag name, space SRC attribute set equal to the file name. This is exactly what I named it. Again, be careful, whatever your extension is, this needs to match precisely with whatever your file name is. Here's another space and then ALT for alternate text. This is set equal to the alternate text that I'm gonna show, and then my width and my height. I started to work on width here, but my width, if you recall, the width was around 2,000. I'm gonna leave it as delivered the first time just to show you what it looks like when I launch the page, and then we'll change it. Okay, so you notice that this is really large. So remember that it was about 2,000 to 1,300. So we're going to change that now, and I'm going to change my width to, instead of 2,000, we'll make it 1,000. And I want to keep it roughly the same ratio. I'm just guessing here, right? It was 1,300 before. I'm going to say around 650. Save it, and then refresh my page. Right, that looks a little bit better. It's still really large. You may want to make it smaller, but I will include this file with the image in Blackboard so you can take a look at how to do this.